strong.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Pratiwi and welcome back to Raisya Shows. Here we have three guests who love music and fashion. So let's do the question. Talking about trends, what types of music are currently being loved, especially music in Indonesia?
Yes, hello. Okay, let me answer your question. The first is, if we talk about music that is currently trending in society, Indonesia has a lot of music with different genres. Considering that Indonesia is multicultural country that has many varieties and culture. But in my opinion, I as musician consider that music that is currently trending is dangdut music, which as we know that dangdut music is more varied, such as the example of trending dangdut music in TikTok videos.
If we talk about music universally, we know that the EDM genre is music that is becoming a trend in the world of music. But in Indonesia itself, it can be said that the dangdut genre we can be said to be original music from Indonesia is music that is becoming in Indonesia.
Is there any impact from the trending of this traditional music?
The impact of the dangdut genre popularity is, my opinion, is the more people will present the music genre, the more dangdut songs that are popular in Indonesia.
As a musician, what do you think about music trends?
Okay, music trends are common in music industry because music trends will change over the time. For example, in older time like in 80s till 20s, the trending music was pop music with the sad genre. But now, the sad genre is more developed with a happier rhythm.
What are the characteristics of this traditional music?
Oh yes, of course. Many things happen in development of music itself, from the development of a more diverse musical to the development of the musical genre itself. Nowadays, music is more diverse than the old time, which is still classified as a simple music. Like in this era is EDM or electronic dance music. Genres start to develop, which is the genre required more modern equipment and also need a DJ to play the music itself. Yes, it's more complicated than the old time, I think.
Are there any change in the quality of music from time to time?
When discussing quality, of course, there are an era that is increasing growing. The recording process has become easier, so it can be said that today the process of making music is easier than ancient time.
Okay, moving away from traditional music, what do you think about the current fashion trends?
Okay, thank you for the moderator. And the start of summer may have officially been a couple of weeks ago, but with the entire country still in varying degrees of quarantine due to the coronavirus outbreak, there have been a few fair weather celebrations. But while we may have been lacking resources to put any real clothes over recent months, never mind our favorite ones, there are a lot to be said for making the most of the current situation. And just as we are finding joy in daydreaming about the places we will go once, is it confirmed to be safe to do so? Many of those having recently reopened pubs and restaurants are on the top, finding joy in putting together outfits and experimenting with new trends. And while we very few such trends will feel appropriate for your cozy work from home wardrobe, there's no harm in putting serious thought into your social distance weekend wardrobe. If you're only venturing out once or twice a week, you might as well do it in great outfit. And I will recommend you 5 fashion trends in 2020, such as number 1 is puff sleeve, number 2 is wrapped ankles, and number 3 is drawstrings, number 4 is sheer layers, and the last is low slung tailoring. So that's all of my 5 top trends fashion in 2020.
What fashion trends are being loved lately?
Alright, so there's another fashion trends that people hate, but stylists are like the matching lounge ever trends of the early 2000s is getting a sleek overhaul, with celebrities and influencers hitting the streets in everything from silk pajamas to coordinate suits. The Genevieve Cruz, the stylist and designer at Pampiti, said that she fully supports this laid-back style, wearing a matching set of loungewear is both functionally and comfy. If you want to embrace the loungewear look but don't want to look like you just roll out of bed, consider opting for fabrics like silk or satin or something like this. Just accessorizing your outfit with a check shoe or timeless jewelry. And the fanny packs can be fashionable when they are styled well. Valiente thought that the right fanny pack is not only useful but also flattering and sophisticated when worn at the waist. To keep your fanny pack from looking dated, choose one that's made out of your fox leather or luxe fabric and wear it lonely at your waist or over your shoulder rather than clinch through your bed loops. Another trend is fitted pants. Fitted pants that sit at the natural waist have been trendy for years, but the catwalks have recently showcased high-waisted pants with ultra-wide legs. Valente said the style may not be flattering in everyone, but that she thinks it's worth trying out. I think high-waist wide leg pants are practically attractive, but I still love them. There are so many comfortable, colorful ones that just, it just said for Valiente. And I think I choose another perspective and functionality of fashion between stylists and other people.
Will this fashion trend last long?
And I think it's difficult to predict if you are having or looking for something concrete like number of years. The social media has been influential and getting a lot of attention for over a decade, and now with no sign of slowing down. The specific platform may vary with what's trendy, but because social media makes social media, and because there are so much money and so many resources companies put into social media, it's self-propagating. I suspect that as long as there are platforms that support influencers culture, there will be influencers getting a lot of attention. As long as there are new platforms with the cool factor, there will be influencers. Keep in mind, I don't think influencers are necessarily a bad thing. I'm glad there are people there who are creative and inspiring another consumer. That keeps things fresh. The stuff which I find kind of depressing are the influencers who are faces for large corporations, but they are treated as mainstream advertisers, and they are don't have the same viral catch as people doing what they do because they really enjoy it.
Do you have any suggestion for the audience on what clothes to wear during the pandemic season like this to look stylish even when wearing classic clothes?
Okay, next question. So I have fashion trends recommendation to wear during the pandemic season like this. To look stylish even when wearing clothes. Like I explained before, there are 5 top fashion trends such as puff sleeves. So the puff sleeve is they saw a subtle revival last year, but in 2020 it's time to make way, both mentally and physically, for the puffed sleeve. Whether the swell is focused on your shoulder or more gradual down your arm, we already cannot get go of the puff. And number 2 is wrap ankles. If you have been keeping an eye on street style stars over the last few months, you will have noticed that several have been trying their sandal straps around their trousers. Not a fleeting trend. Forecasts suggest this look will be let up this summer. And number 3 is drawstring. By no means a new phenomenon, the drawing was all over the spring-summer 2021 way. Whether sitting on the top of shorts, on the waist of jackets, or well, all over, we're into it. Number 4 is sheer layers. It is the visible bra was too much for you. Why not experiment with a racy aesthetic via sheer fabrics? Whether you layer a sheer shirt atop of a vest or go all out with a shirt dress, it's a great way to play with silhouettes and textures. And the last is low slung tailoring. High waists have dominated the historical landscape for years, but this summer things get a lot looser with low slung tailoring, taking sandals the stage, pair it with elegant shoes to avoid an overly sloppy look. So that's all the top 5 top trends in fashion of 2020.
Okay, last question for you guys. Do you think there is a relationship between fashion and music?
So music has been intertwined with fashion and style since its beginning. However, today's musicians have much more impact on what it is hard, constantly signing labels on in their songs, have brand deals and creating their own clothes lines. These new artists greatly influence fashion unlike ever before. Fashion and music have had a tight relationship for centuries. In 1986, Run DMC's hit song "Made Adidas" was being blasted from homophones, having millions of people giving praise to the brand with the 3 stripes. Quickly, Adidas noticed this, and the hip hop group ended up receiving $1.5 million to endorse the company. But with music becoming more mainstream, more opportunity for impact arises. Fast forward in the 2010s, popular musicians like Drake, Rihanna, Pharrell Williams, and Kanye West all have a heavy influences on today's trending style. It's pretty rare to see a popular musician without some sort of brand deal or endorsement. Possibly one of the iconic figures today fashion culture is Pharrell Williams. The 49-year-old musician and designer has worked with countless brands such as so possibly one of the most iconic figures in today's fashion culture is Pharrell Williams. The 46-year-old musician and designer has worked with countless brands such as Chanel, Babe, Adidas, and more. On top of that, Williams has his own his own streetwear brand, Billionaire Boys Club. Williams' influence on fashion is clear, having helpfully popularized the Adidas NMT sneaker and having brought colorful, flowery patterns on clothing to lead with his Stan Smith collab, also with Adidas. There is also Kanye West, the famous rapper on Yeezy, a brand that has impacted streetwear as we know it today. Known for its high demand and cult-like following, West Brands is multi-billion-dollar company. Although these shoes can cost thousands, they are worshipped by celebrities, sneakers lovers, and Kanye fans alike. However, West's influence in fashion is not sole because of Yeezy. Many will give credit to West for bringing champion, the athletics wear company, back to life just by wearing clothing. Although rap music as today musicians continue to have such a close relationship with fashion, these two will not separate anytime soon. With the constant design, the brand deals, and merchandise, it is clear that music will continue to impact fashion trends and inspire style as we know it today. So that's all for my opinion. Thank you.
Of course, in singing a song, the singer is required to be able to perform the song it is totally so that the soul of this song can be expressed. On the factors for singing in totally is the clothes you wear.
Yes, of course. Music and fashion has a relationship, such as Chambersari music requires that the Chambersari musician wear traditional clothes. Then by that relationship, you can identify the type of music through the clothes worn by musician. Yes, I think music and fashion is one of unity that has a relationship because by the clothes that worn by the musician you can judge, you can give the rate that they played the music like what it is.
Okay, that's it. Thank you guys for coming to Raisya shows, and thank you everyone to join this show. So have a nice day. Goodbye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
It's up for you to go.